What? You're muted. There you go.
There. Okay.
There you are.
I thought I unmuted myself. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're there. So now we give the people's time to show up.
I know.
Are
I
the people
just
ready
text
for this?
messaged so many people.
Yeah. We're about to talk to some people here.
People or person
Person.
representing a whole group of people.
Yeah.
Does that feel weird when one person's representing a massive amount of people, or just a group of people in general?
Yeah, it's common stuff. What color do I want to play with today? No.
Today.
No. Yeah, let's put that color.
I am trying to get this.
Hey, Trey.
Oh, Frey, yay! Hi, Frey. I'm just trying to figure some stuff out on my computer. That's okay, Frey. We don't mind you lurking. The fact that you're watching and listening to us in the background is completely fine. We appreciate the view count and the thumbs up button.
Yeah.
We like the subscribers. I think I did the thing. Okay.
Nothing. Oh, the thing
Oh,
on the
yeah.
screen.
Yeah. Well, that's for later, but yeah, still.
Mm. It's almost.
Huh?
I'm looking at times. We're close. We're not there quite yet.
Okay, I'm gonna go over your side for a quick second.
Well, we got 1 minute.
Ooh, I'm back. What I miss?
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, minute's close enough. Let's spend this.
All right, we're sending.
3, 2, 1. Hello.
Oh yeah, I need to do that to my thing too.
Yeah. And we
Hi.
have the new offices.
Ooh.
If it sounds a little weird, we're still working on soundproofing. Because the other side of that sandworm is Sandra. So if it sounds a little off, we're working on that. We've got some more soundproofing to do. But we did as much as we could in the time we had.
Yeah. We get busy with other stuff. You know, jobs and stuff. Raising a child.
But so I today have casted that Doofenshmirtz chin and nose in silicone before earlier. I just mold made out of silicone from the clay that I did. So I need to turn these are considered negatives. So I need to make positives of these out of latex. You cannot do latex on silicone because it will not ever cure. It inhibits the latex from curing. So what I need to do is I have to cast them in silicone so that I can cast them in negatives in stone so that I then can cast positives out of the latex, which this is the latex I'll be using for that. To make our props. Our prosthetics.
What's the name of that latex?
This is, I just use Moran's liquid latex. There's actually proper stuff that's not the proper stuff. That's what I've been using because I don't have the proper stuff.
Hmm. Well, if someone was using the Moran, where would they find that?
You can get it on Amazon. I think that's actually where this one came from. But you can get it at Amazon if you're local. There's when they're opened up again, Evangeline's carries it, Moran stuff. I know there's a Halloween shop down in SoCal that carries it. Pretty much anywhere that does prosthetic makeup stuff will have it. I would recommend getting the name brand ones. The cheap ones that like Spirit and stuff sell aren't the greatest. So, and so today we have a sculptor artist from Can't Quit Comics. Please welcome Gabe. Well, hello there.
Hey
sir.
guys.
Hello.
So, you want to tell everyone what you're working on right now?
I'll tell you what I'm working on. I have a giant version of my original creature that I'm putting together out of broken toys.
That is awesome.
Can you see me okay?
Decently.
Well, we can take a little fly around too. But anyway, I have my glue gun. Anyway, I have my glue gun, my drill, and a bunch of broken toys, and building a creature out of it. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to send it to our guy Jesse, who you met in Washington, or I'm sorry, Oregon, earlier this year, and we're going to have it ready for HorrorCon. Which are you guys going, by the way?
No, we are. The only time we get up towards Washington is when we go to Pasco.
Okay, same. Yeah, I only go sporadically. I'm going to find a little higher perch for this. One second, guys. There we go. Let's try this. Get a better look at what we're doing here, I think. Okay. Is that better? That's not. Is that better at all? Maybe a little bit. But anyway, yes, this is what we're doing. We decided we need a huge figure. We need something really big at our table. Since we have a whole bunch of paper and flat stuff, we wanted a big three-dimensional figure, and we can't do it. You know, we don't have the time or money to do anything super original. So I took an old Godzilla toy.
Well, you
It was broken
right now.
and started putting this thing together.
Well, that is cool. I mean, we've done something like that for distance nerding because their stuff's kind of low. Well, I made a banner thing for their supplement drink for them to have on the table, so people be like, "What's that green thing over there?" And they'll come over and ask what it is, and they'll see what we have and stuff like that too. So
Precisely.
it's a good idea.
Yeah, from a distance, it grabs people's attention. They want to see it. And I always look at it through the prism of what do I want to see when I go there, and you know, this kind of thing jumps out at me personally.
We'll be right back.
And on the table here, I have a bunch of crap that I've collected over the years and just went to eBay and bought a bunch of broken toys for fairly cheap. And I take a grinder and a razor, cut them apart, and make something new.
Oh, that sounds like a Frankenstein mishmash type of thing.
Very much so. Yeah, in a pinch, it looks the best when you need figures in a hurry. I also do Halloween props, like Jeff. I mean, Jeff doesn't do Halloween props, but he's definitely cut out for that. And I do a lot of the same similar stuff he does, large scale props that don't cost a lot of money.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're also friends with someone who does indie horror films, and he's been doing some horror props for him too. So he does make some of that type of stuff too.
Yeah, it's so fun. We're actually running this year. I remember when we chatted in the summertime, it was still up in the air, but we have a spot. We're up and running. We opened last week out here in San Jose, and it is brutal, but we're doing it.
Oh yeah, when we were doing research, I saw that and I was like, "What? You're from San Jose, Eastridge Mall? I'm
Yeah.
from East San Jose." So I was like, "Wow, that's really
So you know
cool."
exactly where we are.
Yes, I know exactly where that is.
We're in the AMC parking lot with the friendly bugs. I've never seen so many bugs.
That's new. I don't know, because when I used to even work there, but that was like, oh my gosh, a while ago, I'm gonna say. It
Yeah.
wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I live in the country and I don't even have as many bugs as we have in that corner of the mall, but we do now. But it's okay. We persevere no matter what.
True, because when there's horror and fright to be done, you got to just use it and add to it.
Yeah, that's what I say. It's free special effects.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'd normally be there right now, but it's
What Silent Hill didn't have a bunch of bugs wandering around?
We're live streaming.
Yeah.
And
But
I
we
think
appreciate
Jeff
you
has-
being on.
Say again?
We appreciate you coming on and taking time out of your day to come on.
Oh, I love it. We need to get used. I need to get used to it. I'll say we, but I need to get used to it because I think it's cool and we need to be part of it.
Yeah, you guys do. So, tell me, what about your guys' comic? You have like one big main comic perimeter. Like how many?
do.
Tell us a little bit about
we
that.
do. And this is the thing. We're very excited about this. And I actually have my laptop here. I'm going to present to the screen the progress of Perimeter number 2, a 30-page full color independent comic book by myself, Jesse, who you guys met in Medford back in whatever it was, July, September, I don't remember, but yeah, that sequel is coming true. We're about halfway through, and you let me know when the time is right to show previews of that.
All right, we'll do. I'm sure we'll find a spot, of course, for you to premiere that. And I think you can share stuff so it can get bigger screen from your link. I'm not sure how that works, but
All I have is my laptop with me. I was just going to show it to my screen.
oh, okay, yeah, I think we can figure that out. That should work.
Yeah. So it's. I have to say I'm biased, but it really is awesome. So anyone who's going to view it, be prepared. You might want to be sitting down.
Uh-huh.
That was a joke. It's really good though.
Well, yeah, most of our people are sitting down with their phones in their hands.
This is true. This is true, including me. But anyway, this right here is another thing that we were doing at the Medford Con. My personal series, Kaijus versus Cars. It's a original trading card series featuring giant monsters and and classic import cars for the most part. It's another of our can't quit products, if you will. But this is a realistic version of one of my flagship characters, Gyoza. That's a goof on Japanese food. But it's also a loving tribute to Godzilla and other Toho monsters because I just love them. And we're doing a brand new one here for the show. We're gonna send this out to Washington to our writer, our partner Jesse, the other half of Can't Quit Comics, and he's gonna have this at his table, and it's gonna look pretty commanding sitting there in the center of the action while people are walking by. We're looking forward to it. I have a lot to do to him still.
Well, so far he's looking great.
Thank you. I'm going to add a whole bunch of new stuff, so hopefully, to the trained eye, at a glance, most people wouldn't be able to figure out just exactly how I got it, how I arrived at it, and what I used to get it is the goal. So a little bit of hot glue and screws.
Cool.
The hardest part of hot glue is it does not like paint.
Yeah, that tends to be. Well, do you, Gabe, paint the glue, or you just kind of try to hide it as best you can?
With the hot glue, the trick is
you
can use a Dremel to sculpt it. You can grind it down. You can kind of carve it down like you would wood with a Dremel. So that's what I've been doing. The results are getting better and better. I've learned that that harder plastic is better for such a thing. But I have an example. Give me a half a second. I have a finished example that I already used once. Here's what we got. So here's the first attempt at this same character. This is my flagship character, which is similar to Godzilla, but not in any copyright way. And it's a little rough in the eyes and stuff, as you can see, for a first attempt. I brought it anyway because it's better than no figures at all.
Mm-hmm.
And as time went by, I decided I could give them little miniature platforms of destroyed buildings and cars crashed into buildings.
That is so cool. I like that.
Thank you. And then here's my second attempt at one of my characters that I created for Can't Quit Comics. This is King Claw. He is inspired by King Kong without actually being King Kong. And he has exaggerated proportions. And I brought him to the Godzilla Fest in September. And it was a big hit. So I'm very stoked. We just need stuff that's way, way bigger. Thus, this guy here. This guy's 2 feet tall, so he's going to get plenty of attention.
Oh yeah. I mean, if anything, that is an eye catcher, if I ever saw one.
Exactly. Nobody knows what it is, but they're going to take a closer look at it just in case. So, with that said, let us move on to perimeter.
Yes.
Now, hopefully, we have a few people who have picked up perimeter #1 by Can't Quit Comics. We've done pretty well. In the 2 years since its release, we've sold about 200 copies. I consider that a moderate success, or punk gold, as some would say. But the good news is, perimeter is coming back in color, and the artwork by me, yours truly, is looking pretty good, and I'd like to share it with you. So I'm just going to walk it up to the screen.
All right.
Make sure I got it right. 1 second here. Let's get everything cleared out. Okay. I don't want to show all of it. Let me give you do some samples here. This has been seen a few times, but here is an example of the quality that fans can expect from this issue. There we go. There we go. Okay. There. Let's see here. How's that
You can
coming
get it.
through?
It's come through. You can get a little closer.
Yeah, let me zoom it in.
Let me see if I can.
There we go.
There we go. May you just the main screen.
Anyway, this is a preview of perimeter number 2. It will be 30 pages of this story in full color. It'll be over 50 pages total. We'll have 2 stories and some extras. And there's the first panel of issue 2. I'm going to maneuver down and show some others without giving away all of it. Here's another shot. This is where we're headed for number 2 here. This is a preview of perimeter number 2. It's going to be fully painted in color with my style. 18 years of professional commercial illustration and comic books over the years have combined to make a fairly realistic, but a little bit cartoony style. As I am a super fan of many, many art forms, especially comic books and advertising, which is what I do a lot of. Advertising involves a lot of realistic but animated looking people, so it's perfect for what we're doing. And
I noticed when I looked at your stuff, you had a lot of concept art in there too.
Yes, we have a ton of concept art. We work on that stuff almost daily, you know, shooting concepts back and forth, because it's really just me and Jesse for the most part. But these are all pencil sketches that I turn into digital art. You know, I digitally paint them. They're discovering the bunker there and kicking the doors in. But it's going to be so cool, and extremely proud of it. And we will be hitting the road promoting it very, very soon, as soon as October. I'm sorry, yeah. As soon as October 24th to 25th, I believe, is our first show out since we've seen you.
Oh wow. So are you guys doing a Kickstarter for it or just trying to promote it?
We are, and I know we're on a live stream and we're supposed to have that ready, but Jesse and I had a quick huddle today, and he's going to delay it till first of the year. So the Kickstarter information will be available after that. The artwork is going to be finished well in advance. But
Okay.
we both agreed that a good long runway, a good long kickoff time before your Kickstarter is better, to study it and to get and to fine tune it to where, you know, it reaches the audience we're looking for. Have you guys done a Kickstarter before? If you don't mind my asking.
We have not, but the podcast we travel with, Distance Nerding, who hosts the Colossus Girls shows, they do a lot of Kickstarter promotions. So if you guys want, we can give you their information. And definitely, if it's that far out, they can definitely make time for you guys to go on their show and promote your Kickstarter too.
We would love that, yeah, because we're kind of newbies, and we're just learning. So we figure everything, anybody who's willing to collaborate and chit chat with us, we will do it.
Oh yeah, and they love to chit chat too, just like we do, if not even more, because they're nerds just like us. That's why they're called Distance Nerding.
Exactly. I'm just a 51-year-old dork in my garage doing stuff and having fun, like Jeff and I were talking about in Medford when we met.
Yeah.
And the co-host for the show that they would be doing that on is also a full-on horror guy. He has his own channel with all his horror stuff.
So is Jeff going simultaneously?
For
Is on the live stream? Is Jeff going at the same time as us, or just by himself?
no, he's on right now. He's just in another room as us.
So we're not all at the same time.
Yeah, we are. We're all live. That's why sometimes you can hear us talking over each other.
Oh, I see. So to the viewer, we see exactly what you and I see, right? Three
Yes.
tiles. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Couple second delay, but that's.
But now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna watch what Jeff's doing for a sec, because this is what I need to learn as well.
Babe, you want to explain what you're doing for the audience?
Because I'm watching on my iPhone. It's itty bitty tiny.
Yeah, what I am doing is I have already sprayed mold release, because if you're casting silicone and silicone and you don't, it's now one big block of silicone. Because the only thing silicone sticks well to is, well, silicone. So what I'm doing is, in our last stream, we had made the clay sculpts of these, and I cast them out in silicone, but I need to eventually turn them into latex. So I'm mixed up some kind of fleshy toned silicone here, and I am pouring into my molds here as best I can to get as much of this cast as possible. Trying to wait till it somewhat kicks so I can get the upper parts, but try to cast as much of this as don't grip much of this as I can in silicone, so that then I take this silicone, the pink silicone, fill it out of here, and then I have quick cast in my cabinet back here that I will then cast a new negative for it out of the plaster, which will allow me to use the liquid latex and get my prosthetics. Because I don't know if you have kids or anything and watch Phineas and Ferb, but I am making Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb as a costume. Oh. Can I practice with?
Yeah, years ago when I was doing actual hand sculpting with Sculpey, I searched high and low for ways to cast and mold my sculptures, but the availability of materials and basically an industry was just not there in the 90s. But it's entirely there now.
Yeah, they used to have alginite was your best bet, but alginite is so finicky and fragile. This is a
alginite is also expensive. Right?
What is that? We can't see it very well.
So this is silicone. It's body double silk by Smooth On. You literally just brush it onto your thing, put as many layers as you need to get it thick enough that it'll hold its shape, and then you can just pull your clay out of there, and now you have a big silicone mold, which is what these two green ones are right here. I have to get something under this.
So
yeah, you get a silicone mold, which is what these green ones are, and then you can cast out of those. You can either cast it in stone or silicone. The only thing that doesn't work in silicone molds, unfortunately, is latex.
So what's the best material for silicone mold? Alginate or the other stuff you're just showing?
That's this other stuff. This is another form of silicone. So it's a brushable silicone. It's called body double.
So you can cast silicone in silicone.
Yeah, you can cast silicone and silicone as long as you use a mold release.
Okay.
That's what this spray can is right here. This is my Smooth On because I'm using Smooth On products. They tend to play well with themselves versus using two different brands. And when you already know, once you've made something, you don't want to have to make it again just because the
Right.
release or something didn't work. Spend the extra couple bucks and buy the freaking more expensive one to know it's going to work.
So in the old days,
So.
with plaster and latex, I think we used petroleum jelly, Vaseline as a releasing agent. Does that not work with silicone?
Yeah, I have petroleum jelly before.
I know nothing about it. That may be a silly
I've
question.
not used it with it. I've not tried it yet. I'm not sure, but I do have it back there with the I have a bunch of plaster molds and stuff back there too. And, yeah,
But it seems like silicone is the way for undercuts and stuff.
Yeah. So for stuff like this, if I was going to cast this with something like another plaster or something, I would definitely use Vaseline. But with the silicone, I might be able to do it with this guy. Let's see if I have enough for this guy. You want to get just a thin coat on there. And then you can just pour your stuff right on into the mold. Do not have enough for this mold. Also, I added color to this particular mix. There's a couple different ways you can add color to them. So there's creams, like these, or they call them gel a lot of the time. And then there's liquid. So I have the liquid right here. And then I have the powders over here, but I only really use those for metallics. I don't know where they are. They're somewhere in that box. Also, when you're mixing your silicone, make sure you mix. You really should cup transfer because it gives you more uniform. Because it gets all the goop that's in the bottom onto the top of the next cup, so that it's easier for you to stir it in. It keeps you from getting non-cured points, so that you don't end up with spots that don't cure, and then you end up with the gooey spot in your cast or whatever. Or stuff that never fully cures. I've had it before.
Okay, where was that?
Up on the edge a little here.
Okay. But are you still teaching? Or are you in your bubble now, babe?
I'm trying to stretch my silicone up onto the sides for blend point.
Okay. Because the chat had as a question. Say Wong wants to know, what's your opinion on the evolution of kaiju genre?
Me, Gabe?
Yes, for you, Gabe. I'm pretty sure. I think
I'm
it's
sorry,
for
was
you.
I yelling?
No, it's okay.
My opinion is that I'm thrilled about it. I was a little kid in the 80s, and there was no kaiju anything to be had, and I was desperate. So I am absolutely thrilled about where the kaiju universe is right now.
All right. Yeah, because the next comment that Sewong said is here. Let me bring it up on the screen. He said, we went from monsters battling each other to heroes versus monsters and giant robots versus kaiju. So yeah, he wanted to pick your brain and see your thoughts on it.
You are correct, and I have introduced a new one: kaijus versus cars. That's what I'm working on. But yes, we will see kaiju versus anything and everything. And in my fantasy world, I'm ahead of the curve, and I've combined Fast and Furious with the MonsterVerse. I love cars, especially Japanese cars. I have several myself, but I see it intersect between young car fans and young kaiju fans. So I love where it's going, and I want to see just how far it goes.
Cool. That is pretty cool.
And what's can you ask the chat questions too?
Yeah, they're listening. They're just only able to type it in, and I can see them and I can pop them up on the screen if I find it interesting.
Because I want to know favorite Godzilla designs.
Ooh, chat, put it up
Favorite
and I
Godzilla
will
designs
let.
by year.
Ooh, if you guys even know by the year, put them in the chat and let's bring them up and let's open up this Godzilla kaiju discussion even further.
Let's do it. And
Where
if you want to
is
get even
Jake? All right.
crazier, we can talk cars on top of that.
So we got kaiju and cars. So come on, guys.
What else?
Let's
What else do you
spice
want?
it up.
And I'll show you around while we're talking about it. Look what I got here. Speaking of cars, I don't just talk the talk, I walk the walk. This is a 2003 Toyota Celica GTS. It is a 6-speed. It is awesome. And they don't make them anymore. This has been out of production for 20 years. I got a good deal on it, and I love it. This is my Toyota truck. I love that too. Beyond that, I have a Prius. So yes, there's a kaiju to versus all of those, if you ask me.
I only have one Japanese vehicle, and it's a Mazda Peugeot 5.
A what 5?
Little 5-speed four-banger.
Oh, that's a great. If it's a 5-speed, it's
hatchback.
solid gold.
It's a 5-speed manual.
Yeah,
It's
that's a
fun
quality
little
car.
I need
Mazda's
to
a
redo the head
legendary.
gasket.
But
Yeah,
I
redo the
like.
head on, but
I saw I was at the Walmart the other day, and I saw something similar to my idea after I did my idea, and it seems like the trend is going that way. How well these things sold, I don't know, but hey, someone's got to try it, right?
Yeah, you never know if something works until you try it. And Say Wong did say 80s Godzilla is his favorite.
I totally agree. That's one of my favorites as well. 84 is the only 80s guy. There's 2 80s Godzillas, but yes, they're both the best of the best. Quality choice, chat.
Chat. Anyone else in the chat have an opinion? Sacramento Diplo, I know you asked the question. I did type it in, so just so you can hear it again. What is your favorite Godzilla and from what year? If you can name the year.
Yeah, why not? You know what's crazy?
Okay, he said, okay.
You got to answer?
Yeah, he didn't put his favorite. He said worst Godzilla is the 90s in New York.
God bless you. I totally agree. I'm the biggest Godzilla nerd on earth, and I will not watch that movie or own it.
Yeah, I saw it once because my sister rented it, and I was like, the music video Puff Daddy did for it was better than what I actually saw.
Well said. Well said. That's about as perfect a statement as I've heard.
the
Yeah,
Robot Chicken version
absolutely.
was pretty good.
Which version?
The
Robot
Chicken version of the
Chicken.
90s Godzilla.
The robot version of it?
Robot Chicken. The Robot Chicken did a skit making fun of the early 2000s Godzilla, and then ended up all the baby Godzillas rolling all over gumballs.
I did not know they did that. I don't usually like Robot Chicken, but I would watch that. But anyway, one of
It's
my
on
concepts,
YouTube.
I'm
Everything's on YouTube.
obsessed with things that have 4 wings. So I'm going to give my guy 4 wings. 2 sets of wings, which is 4 wings.
So I take it you're a Mothra fan.
I am not a Mothra fan at all. You would think I would be, but not at all.
No?
I think I don't want to get too crazy with my heavy-handed opinions on Mothra, but no, Mothra should be disallowed. There is no way a moth is going to go up against a flame-throwing, a flamethrower. It's not going to work. But, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but moths have tremendous social importance, cultural importance in Japan. So it means something different in Japan to have a moth as a hero.
I think I've heard something about that in like different YouTube videos, and they talk about Godzilla and the lore and everything. I've heard something to that effect.
Yeah, frogs and moths and other animals that we find rather unremarkable have significance there. Which, if you've been a fan as long as I have, you realize. And it doesn't help my dislike for Mothra in the least, by the way.
Next time you do a Colossus Girl show, you gotta start talking to Dave about Godzilla. He's deep into it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's part of the reason for my insane card. I did a series of cards and kaijus and cars, because I really do believe that, to go back to the first question of the chat, the MonsterVerse is going extremely well. Kaiju fandom is going extremely well. The fandom has never been as high as it is now, and I want to be part of that fandom. And I think there's room for lots of other similar characters in that universe, because I think it's going to go very, very far.
Yeah, I think people are picking up on it now, and it's just growing because it seems like all fandoms now are growing
Yeah.
and morphing and combining with other fandoms. And I see it all over the place with cosplay. Like people, even we will mesh things together. As
Yep.
funny as it sounds, our son will mix Sonic the Hedgehog with Deadpool, so he's Sonic Pool.
There you go. And people eat it up. I call those lazy mashups,
Also, I have
but people love it.
Yeah, because it just gives you a new variant and something different. And it's our kid, so if a kid does it, it's not so bad because it's like, oh, a kid did it, so that's cute.
It's cute, and any kid would come up with that. And some of them are successful.
well,
Yeah, that's a crazy thing about crossovers is when they're official, nerds like us don't seem to mind as much. But when fans do it willy-nilly, we get out of control. But I'm considering doing a few myself.
well, Sonic actually did just cross over to DC. Sonic actually did an official DC crossover.
Right? See, so then in that case, it's entirely forgivable, or what do you want? It's what people want. People want to see stuff they already know with other stuff they already know. But as a fan of
Marvel
old
and
B
DC
movies,
have crossed, and now Sonic and Marvel crossed, so they're all in the same universe.
that's insane. Well, just like Godzilla, look at he's DC universe, he's Ninja Turtles universe, he's Marvel universe, he's everywhere now. He's also done Power Rangers universe.
Yeah, I
So-
think that's what Sewong's mentioning here in this comment, saying Godzilla would be the inspiration for Sentai mesh that would become known as Dragon Centaur. Most in the West would recognize him as his adaptation name Dragon Zord, which is for us over here Power Rangers, the Green
Yep.
Ranger with his Dragon Zord.
I
And
need
that's
one of
honestly
those
what I
figures.
thought as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
perfect
I
sense.
saw
I
it
did
and
not
I'm
know
like,
that.
that's like a Godzilla.
It really is. And if you look closely, it's pretty obvious. No wonder I want one so badly when I see them at Comic Cons. But yes,
I
it's
just
true.
want one because I'm a big Power Ranger fan.
Really? I like
Yeah.
Power Rangers really well. I used to watch that in art school when it was brand new in the early 90s. I'd go to my friend's house before art school, and we'd toke up and watch Power Rangers with Rita Repulsa, before we went to art school, and we had a blast doing it. What a good time.
And I was just a little kid just trying to hurry up do my homework so I can watch it.
Yeah, so you can watch it at the fall. It was so great. But again, it's the rubber suits and miniature sets that is so appealing to me.
Well, yeah, if you're older and understand that, but when you're like 6 years old and you're just in like awe about it because you think it's
Yeah.
so cool.
And I'm older than you, so when I was younger, it was Ultraman from the '60s was being shown on American television in the '80s, and every day after school, my mother hated it, and she would have to leave the room because there's only one TV back in the day, and I had to watch that. So everyone left the room because it was so annoying to them. But it's basically the same thing, giant
Same.
rubber monsters and superheroes fighting. I'll find my drill. What did I do with my drill?
Did you watch the Netflix remake of it?
Oh, Power Rangers?
No, Ultraman.
I saw one of them. I believe there's been a second one since then. The first one I saw was not impressed. The first one, he was basically Iron Man sized, if memory
With
serves.
the kaiju baby.
Yeah, I didn't get past the first episode. The style was crazy, and he wasn't nearly giant enough. It seemed to me at the time they basically made another Iron Man, which would make sense because Iron Man was real popular at the time, but not what an old dork like me is looking for.
You wanted
Come on,
something a little
get-
closer to home.
Yeah, exactly. Have some service for us old guys.
I can relate when they made that 2016 Power Ranger movie. I'm like, it wasn't close enough to home. I did not like it.
Really? Was it
Yeah,
foreign to you or unfamiliar?
Yeah, it was just too different, and the fact that the Alpha 5 was like more of an actual alien as opposed to a robot, and it just was like too much for me, and I just didn't care for it. Like I wouldn't even really watch it.
Yeah, I've started watching it and I lost interest immediately because it was too good.
I was like, no, I'm gonna go to sleep.
I want rubber suits. Oh, yeah, I want some authenticness in those movies.
Yeah, I mean, when they actually made like a special for the end of the entire series, and they had it just on Netflix, the Once and Always episode, that to me was good. I guess they did
Okay.
have newer technology and newer stuff, but it still touched home for the original Power Ranger fans.
Yeah, because the original Power Ranger fans was kind of like it was a cross between a high school comedy sitcom and giant monsters and robots, and it was silly
Yeah.
and campy. Yeah, it was lighthearted and silly, and I thought that was adorable. Great way to start a day back in the '90s.
Yeah. And I liked it a lot, so that's the reason why I watched it, and I watched the season that led into it to make it happen. And I was like, okay, it has a good story, it blends, it's nicely done. They like knew what the fans really wanted, I felt
Yeah.
like. So it did it justice. And I think because they had some of the original actors from the original series, I'm pretty sure they asked their opinions about it too, because they do shows in Comic Cons and fans talk to them about things they loved about the show and stuff too. So I'm pretty sure they got a lot of input about that as well. Just my
Yeah,
thought,
that's
because
the cool
I've
thing.
met
Ever since the Marvel movies, directors have gotten wise to knowing what the fans care about, and that's benefited them. Because when genre movies started, the directors basically did whatever they wanted, even if they weren't fans of the genre. As a matter of fact, the commenter earlier was talking about how terrible the the New York Godzilla was, you know, the American TriStar Godzilla, as we call it, the Roland Emmerich movie. And part of the problem with that was both of those people in charge of that movie, the writer and the director, were not fans of Godzilla. They took it only on condition that they could change it to make it less silly, or whatever, what they viewed as less silly. And the results speak for themselves. Most people don't like that movie. And in most of our opinions, they made a blunder by doing that.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. I just knew I couldn't pinpoint it at the time. I was like, this is just not good.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's silly.
that's exactly what it is. But you know, it ain't good. Yeah, I saw that in the theater, and I had high hopes. I was like 24, and in 20 years since Godzilla, whatever it was the first movie in theaters since 1985. And when I was a little kid, I didn't get to see 1985. So I was thrilled. I got to see it, and wow, I could not have been more disappointed. Let's hear it on Godzilla 98, the TriStar Sony movie. It's terrible.
And you know how all millennials feel about Star Wars.
With Star Wars, I have deliberately missed most of the new Star Wars.
Well, for my generation, we missed out on being able to watch the original trilogy. So our first trilogy we got to see in theaters was the prequels.
Oh,
so we get Phantom Menace first.
And you also had to see the edited
Jar Jar Binks and the freaking Watto and all the other horribleness.
And you had to see the edited prequels too, with all the CGI added.
I mean, I've seen all three, but I've seen all the way back to when Java was a human.
Oh yeah, I've seen that extra footage, which was still better than the CGI they did, I thought. As I used to have, I mean, I saw the movie without all that in the theaters, but it was also just better without it. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't think any of that aged very well.
Yeah, I have the first and the second remake. Just sad on VHS.
As far as the newer movies, and I say newer, like 10 years old now, but yeah, that's new to me. But I liked most of the newer movies that I saw.
The Rey Saga.
I liked Rogue One, and I liked
Rogue One was good.
and I liked the Han Solo movie. That was very good. I thought Han Solo got a lot of.
It had a lot of plot holes, but it was good.
I thought it got a lot of unnecessary.
Bigger canon, Solo had a lot of plot holes. With the greater canon, Solo had a lot of plot holes. But as an independent film, it was good.
And I know people who read the novels that get mad because it doesn't, because the lore messes with the novels but doesn't get it exactly right. But I've never read the novels. That's secondhand information. Now,
well, even some of the stuff they've actually put in canon doesn't match up exactly, but that's if you're paying close enough attention.
but I think we've hit Star Wars saturation point. I don't really care to see anymore for a good long time. What did you think of The Mandalorian?
Mandalorian was good. The new preview looked interesting. I'm interested to see how he gets the Razor Crest back.
Yeah, Mandalorian was quality.
It's because they just did a Western with Star Wars characters, which is what it should have been. They didn't do a Star Wars thingy. They did a Western that happens to be in Star Wars universe.
Yeah, because as we know, Star Wars was inspired by a Western plot, a classic Western plot. The
That
Magnificent
and
Seven, I
Samurai.
believe. Yeah. It started with the,
Yep, that and Samurai.
Seven Samurai, which was also Magnificent Seven in disguise. Kurosawa was very influential. There would be no Hollywood without Kurosawa. There we go. Now we got 4 wings on this bad boy.
Ooh.
So I'm going to adorn him with other stuff on his body to try and conceal the fact that he's 2014 legendary Godzilla giant toy. But I'll do it. It'll be cool. And he has a second set of arms. In this universe, he has 4 arms. Because you know what? Multiverse. That's why there's a immediate explanation to anything you want to do now.
Exactly.
This is the universe where he's
bust sculpt of him.
Yeah.
No, you had
This is the
full
universe
bust
where
sculpt
he's
of him.
realistic.
Did you end up retiring?
Is it getting? Am I dark to you guys? Should I turn the light on in here? Maybe.
No, I think your lighting's good.
Okay. It feels good.
Well, I
It's
know
getting
when
dark
I
outside.
met you, you had a bust of your character that was getting a little rough. Did you end up retiring that guy?
Yes, yeah. All the sculpts won't be coming anymore because they took quite a hit. Ever since I saw you guys, they've been to 2 other shows, and I better leave them at home now. So we're gonna make new ones. I'm gonna make big ones though. I want to make some really freestanding, 5-foot ones for the next show if I have time.
That is a lot to pack.
And do you go to a lot of the shows, Gabe? Because I know if they're mainly based in like Washington, that we just for us driving up there from Sacramento, that was a long drive. So
Oh yeah, it's brutal. I don't go to a lot of shows. We've been doing this since 2023, and it's always been a goal of mine. And I met Jesse, and we had this idea, and then our careers and our lives got in the way. And then, personally, for me, I've been an illustrator for a long, long time. I've had a very good career, but artificial intelligence has really hurt me this year as far as I do advertising and TV and movie storyboards and concepts. They're turning to AI a lot for that. So I thought, well, what better time to start hitting shows and seeing how we do,
yeah, I mean, if you got the time, you can. Well, would you
Time
guys
and
do a
money,
split thing? Like say, would you say like you take care of like the California run of it and he just takes care of the Washington? That way it helps out and you guys can spread the word more.
As a matter of fact, I just sent him. I had a very successful debut at Kaiju's versus Cars at Godzilla Festival in San Francisco, and like you said, yes, that was our California wing. That was mostly it was Kaiju centric because it was a Godzilla fest, but it was a huge success, and it was an improvement over all of our shows. Actually, it did better than all of our shows combined, but. So what I did is I duplicated all the signage and all the layout that I did. I made duplicates of it and sent it to him so that next time we meet halfway, I think we're going to be going back to Medford. The idea is to make it a regular thing. And he'll have a similar setup to what I had. Just basically amping up the graphics, amping up the design, and really standing out. So in short,
that's
yes,
cool.
we're in the interest of in the interest of the human story and the humanistic aspect of art, hitting conventions is the best way if people appreciate that. They like to see hand-drawn art. They like to see real stuff, you know? Oh, I lost my water. There it is.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know of a lot that happens down in San Jose, Bay Area too often, but I know there's always all kinds of stuff going on up here. And even like I'm on the board for a nonprofit and we do little markets and stuff like that and stuff. So I know
Yeah.
it's like a 2-hour drive from San Jose up here. So
Oh,
if
yeah. Yeah, you guys
were
are
able
2.5
to
hours
here.
from me. And every county in
No, one thing
California,
that's roughly in
beautiful thing about
no, one thing
California is
that's
there's
roughly
a
in San
city
Jose
every 10
is
miles.
random.
You both talked at the same time. Gabe, you go.
Okay, ready? I was going to say, in California, there's a city every 20 miles. So we have Comic-Cons in every county here, and I'm going to start hitting more and more of them, is the plan.
Well, that's good. I mean, that would help, I would believe, to get your comic more recognition and noticed and eventually be a regular in stores too.
That's the goal. That is the big goal ultimately. And I bet you Sacramento, I know Sacramento pretty well, but I'm sure you have 4 counties there, and every one of them has a Comic-Con.
Yeah. I mean, we report on, even if we're not attending it, events that are happening just to let people know, hey, if you need something to do this weekend, there's this or that going on.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always something going on. So far for this year, I don't know what you guys' schedule is. I only met you guys in Medford, but we do have plans to go back there. I will also you get invited back at a discounted rate if it goes well, right? So we're gonna go ahead and do the invite. We're gonna make sure and make good on our invite to come back. So that means April will be Santa Cruz, California, which is near where I live. I live Central Coast by the ocean. Santa Cruz is local to me, so I'll be hitting that first in April. And then I think Medford was that March? That was March. Or was it was May? I don't remember.
No, I think no, because our very first one for the season is in Boise, and that's in May. So I think after that, maybe sometime in June.
Maybe it was June, yeah, because it was hot. It was definitely summertime. So the rough idea is we go back to that one as well, and then SummerCon is probably going to happen. That is in Puyallup.
Puyallup. Puyallup is how you say that one. Yeah.
So
I had a
Jesse
cousin
has
who lived there. That's the only reason why I know how to say it.
Yeah, they have a really nice con there too. So and then of course and then Godzilla Fest again next year in September. So that's really only 5-6 shows for now. And as long as work is steady, I don't see any problem being able to attend those shows. And you guys were in
and
Medford.
then Sacramento Dipple was saying that Reading Anime is in January. So if you are willing to go out to Reading, you might want to look into that.
I would love to go to Reading. I love to travel, and I love Northern California, so that's definitely a possibility.
Okay,
And
yeah, because he's originally from there, so he knows everything that happens there.
And my son is 31 years old, and he loves Pokemon, and he says doing Pokemon mashups is a good idea to get fans to sell fan art, and I think I'm going to do that. I like Pokemon quite a bit. I don't love Pokemon like the young kids do, but I love the style and the style and the look is familiar to all of us. It's all similar in the same vein.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually working on a Pokemon mashup. I'm making a costume that's a mashup of Ash Ketchum from Pokemon and Ash Williams from Ash and the Evil Dead.
That's insane, and I love it. And I bet you people will go crazy for it.
Oh yeah. Everyone we tell it to, they're like, "Oh my god, that's so cool," and they start asking a bunch of questions and stuff like that.
You got to
So
go there. Every
far, I've
mashup
made
will be done.
Chainsaw.
People want to see it. I was thinking
So far, I
giant
made the
kaiju Pokemon.
chainsaw. Yeah. So far, I made the hand chainsaw, and on the pull cord section, there's a Pokeball hidden in the grill.
That's insane. I want to hate it, but I don't
And
because
then-
it's brilliant. I hate it because I didn't think of it.
I'm about to make an Eevee and split his head wide open with the chainsaw stuck in the top of his head as well.
Yeah, that'll kill. They will love that. Speaking of San Jose, though, GalaxyCon, I tried to get in, and I never heard a word back from them. So
Oh.
I'll try again, but that is the major one that comes through San Jose.
Con.
Which one?
There's a Fandom Con that's happening in November this year. I don't know if they have any openings now, but we could probably definitely hook you up for at least next year. I want to say for sure.
For sure. Is that Sacramento? Because that's local to me.
No, that's in San Jose at the convention center.
Oh, that's even more local. Yeah,
It's the same place that Galaxy's in.
I think I should try anything I can starting out. I have a 5-year plan, so whatever I can accomplish in those 5 years, see where we're at. But I think stuff like that is necessary to succeed.
Yeah, just like Sacramento Deadpool just said that he knows the promoter for Reading anime, he can get you connected. So I mean, after the show,
Yeah.
I can help you guys exchange information, and you guys can coordinate that.
Yeah, that would be rad. And I've realized that part of getting into shows is if you know the people and if they like you, if they meet you once, they see that you're cool, not going to be trouble or whatever. You're going to be a mainstay if you want to be, right? So we're building towards that already after 1 year. It's good to be welcome back. But so for this season, are you guys going to be out in San Jose at all? I mean,
We will be there for Fandom Con in November.
Okay. I keep thinking Jeff's a hunter.
He's where?
I keep thinking Jeff is a hunter. That's my mistake. When I talk to him, he's exactly the kind of guy we need
Oh, I'm a horror
doing
person.
props at our haunted house.
Oh. Yeah, he loves horror. He is the horror guy in the family.
And he can make large
And
props, and that's a good skill.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been able to ship it out yet, but he has made like this giant deceased dog carcass thing for our friend's indie
You
movie.
saw the picture.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
Okay,
right.
well, I don't know.
saw that. That is cool because you have a credit. You have a special effects credit now, which I don't have. So I'm jealous.
Actually, that's the third prop that I've made for him. I also made him a severed hand, and I also made him a neck bleeder. So a prop that goes on your neck, it's just like a smooth piece of skin with a little hole in it and a hose behind it, so that when you get stabbed in the neck, you bleed out.
Yeah, we need that kind of stuff for our live haunted house. It would be great, but we stick with what we got.
Well, maybe you guys can start planning stuff for next year. I mean, I'm from San Jose, so it's not that difficult for us to be like, hey, we'll travel down there for a day.
I'm telling you, even if you can make it this year, we're open till 31st. If you want to pop in, let us know. Let me know. Yeah, we're open right now. My homeboy's there right now working on it. But normally I'd be there working on it too. We're an extremely small DIY crew, and It's brutal. It's technically impossible, and I absolutely love it. This year, I don't have enough money to travel 110 miles a day, so I'm unable to help. But I do everything I can from my house here, 50 miles away. And then when I get stuff
Yeah,
ready, I
I
just,
remember you showed me that really cool.
yeah,
game
yeah,
where
you
guys
remember
got
you remember the
there.
conversation. So
Yeah, you have that.
thank God we got
awesome
we got a
theater.
spot, man. That it continues to live.
Yeah, like Jeff used to be in charge of the haunted house at his brother and sister's school because they're big age gaps between each other. So when they were still like kids and we were like in our 20s, he was in charge of putting on the haunted house. And the
Perfect.
principal let him do almost whatever that he wanted.
Well, yeah, once
Especially
they
the
see
last
you have
one.
an aptitude for it, you're going to get full reins. That's a beautiful thing about it.
The best one was the last year. They knew it was done, so we don't have to. We had like almost no limits. We were just kind of given the full go. So long as it's not something that's totally inappropriate for kids, send it. So I had a wall of arms that reached out at you. I had a dude that looked like his face was melting off that popped out of the barrel. She was in like an asylum dress with a bunch of blisters on her in a cage. I looked like some kind of psychopath butcher with a big metal hook.
You had a body hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
And that was for the kid-friendly one?
because
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was meant for the older kids. They had like a super, super baby one for like the kindergartners and the littles, but this was meant for like the 5th graders and the 6th graders.
Oh, okay, yeah, they can handle a little more. I got you. That's another problem
Yeah.
that we, one thing that's limited our growth.
with the walls there were all made of like cafeteria tables. So I had that big motor chain hook, and I just wait until they're on the other side of the wall and just clack against the wall and just listen to people on the other side freak out.
Yeah, you're a natural. That's exactly what you do. Yeah, we have, we custom built over the last 15 years. We have about 1,500 4x8 walls with OSB reinforced with 2x4s for the most part. Sometimes 2x2s, but it makes for a real sturdy infrastructure so that our actors can really lay into the walls without any worry of stuff breaking. Because we like to let our actors cut loose. That's the whole point of being there.
As long as you don't get it wet.
And it's gonna get wet. We actually don't have a tent this year, so we are exposed in the rain. We just have, we have to go finish our plastic capping of the whole thing. It's impossible. We have to deal with people. Crackheads are breaking in. Homeless people are breaking in and stealing stuff. But that comes with the territory.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm at a point where I have to let it be.
What?
My stuff has cured to a point where I'm like, don't mess with it too much. Just kind of let it be.
Oh.
There's a certain point in silicone where if you keep messing with it, you'll just ruin your whole thing. Pop my surface bubble and let it be now.
So you guys are in Sacramento. I went to second grade at Fruit Ridge Elementary.
That is my territory. I used to go to Burbank, which is right down the street from that.
Yep, that was
over off Florin. I was mostly on Meadowview.
Yep, Sacramento was pretty cool, but a little too crazy, and we had to leave. We had all of our
very crazy.
We had all of our bicycles. We moved in night one. We were at our house. There's 4 of us, 4 bicycles on the porch, and my father's Honda Nightwing were stolen the first night.
Ooh,
That was our welcome
that's
to the neighborhood.
yeah, exactly.
That's South Sacramento for you.
Yeah, we suddenly have no bikes. What a bummer. So we did a lot of walking after that.
Back when I used to live off Meadview, at one point, I had built my cousin a bike out of my spare parts that I had laying around in the backyard. He literally pulled up onto my front yard, set his bike next to the door, ran in, went pee, came back out less than 3 minutes, and it was gone.
You know,
And we're talking.
that makes me mad and everything, but it's also a little bit impressive. That's pretty professional.
Yeah, leave an opportunity and they'll take it.
I don't know how many Team Murray BMXs my cousin lost. My cousin grew up in Watsonville, California, and I'd go visit him once in a while, and we had this habit of leaving our bikes outside. And we lived in a fairly rural area, and it did not matter. That 3 times he got bike stolen, 3 times he got one back, and he still had no bike. He just could not keep a bike back then. But now as an adult,
If he was the only one, someone had it out for him.
Yeah, exactly. That had to be the case. Somebody really likes Team Murray BMX bikes. That's all I could figure. All right, 4 wings looking real good. Painted blue. So one of the things we did for this year, we took a 12-foot Home Depot skeleton and made a swamp monster out of it for our very first public advertisement. That's exciting.
Yeah. I mean, some people buy those and they can't figure out what to do with them afterwards. And the fact that you got it and was able to repurpose it and use it for something else, that's cool.
Yep. Yeah, out of the box isn't going to work. And those things sell so fast. When me and my buddy, we were here working on haunted house stuff, and we saw that Home Depot had a few of them. And we thought, you know what? How much money do we have? Because if we come back a week from now, there will be none of these left. The skeletons go so fast. So we got 2 of them, and we dressed them up for the haunt, and they look freaking amazing, I have to say. What a great attention getter for the size. But we do modify them heavily, which I think sets us apart.
Okay, right, you got it to get the attention.
For sure. Yeah, without we don't have an advertising budget.
Have you ever seen when you take liquid latex and cobwebs, and you stretch them across like skeletons, and you turn them into like burnt mummies-looking corpses?
Specifically, no. We've worked with latex a whole lot, but that not exactly, no. What we did for the swamp monster, we
simple like this stuff.
Did not see that very well, honey.
Simple like makeup that you do for your face.
Yeah, simple Spirit Halloween
stuff.
Latex.
Even like you can even get the cheaper stuff from like Spirit. That and toilet paper, and then the stretchy cobwebs you get from Spirit. You stretch those around and then blotch this stuff on there, and it will make like this weird casing, crusty, stretched out zombie skin look. And then you just paint it up, and they can come out really good.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So we have one of the skeletons we have up. It's a 12-footer. We had to do it quick, but for next year, I'm going to repurpose it, and I want to make a 12-foot werewolf out of it. I just think that would look so awesome. I've never seen a gigantic, in-person werewolf. But as far as to make money, I was thinking taking a 12-foot Costco skeleton and making a giant Bigfoot out of it. People would love that. I mean, I think I could sell that.
Yeah.
If you took insulation foam, which is lightweight, and you fill in that volume of the skeleton with it, extend the hands a little bit, make it cool, you could make a hell of a Bigfoot out of that. I may have to do that.
Mm.
You could actually even take a trash bag, stick it up in its rib cage, air it up so it fills up that volume, and then put the spray foam around that so that you have a big empty void in there. Keep the
Even
weight down a
better,
little
yeah.
bit.
That's a great idea, actually. See, I like the way you think. That's why we chatted for like an hour in Medford. I love this guy's. Yeah, we speak the same language. Yeah, my guy's there right now. I desperately want to be there, helping to. Man, when you build this haunted house, it's just everybody wants instructions, but the thing to do is be creative. Go in there. We have giant pieces of props everywhere. They're all broken. Put it together and make something. Doesn't matter how crazy it is. Make it high, make it up off the ground, and kick some ass. I think I'm going to teach a class.
So just let your creative juices flow.
Exactly. Exactly. There's no wrong answers, really, considering it's everything's
I
seen in the dark.
forget which one of the horror artists it was.
I think he froze.
Can I do some grinding on camera? I need to get rid of this screw before I forget.
I forget which one of the horror artists it was, but one of them had a thing that they said, if you can make something that's almost recognizable but slightly off, it will freak out the human brain because the brain doesn't know how to
Correct.
process it.
I
Correct.
want
I
to
used
say
to-
that was Dave Acosta. That sounds like something he would say.
No, that was a big guy. That was like
Okay.
the guy that did Werewolf or something.
But I totally agree. I've gone round and round with fellow, with some of my partners.
Something as simple as like moving a nose up or spreading the eyes out, shift the ears up or down. Just your brain is like, that's a human, but it's not right.
You know what I call that, bro? I call that, we're anti-symmetry here. We do not want symmetry in this haunted house. Nothing should be 40, there should be no 45-degree angles if we could help it. Everything needs to be at a wacky, silly, crazy angle. And like you said, an eye out of the box would be symmetrical, move it over here. Just exactly, to make it upsetting to look at.
German expressionism.
Yep. Make it upsetting to look at. And also, everything is meant to be seen in low light, so we don't sweat the details so much. My stuff looks rough as hell in the daylight, but when you go through with the strobe lights and the effects, it doesn't make one bit of difference. It looks astounding at night, which is kind of the goal, right?
Yeah. Which is one of the reasons I almost never use context with any of my horror stuff, is because you're in the dark. How well are you seeing someone's eyeballs?
I love contacts. I think contacts, I would disagree. I think contacts look amazing because light reflects off of them. But personally, I'm not going to put contacts in my eyes as cool as they look. For fear of damaging my eyes, I'm getting old.
Yeah, I've been told by other actors and actresses that when they put in like those blackout contacts or something, they can't see and they're just like blind. And eventually, over time, because the eye strain, their eyes hurt when they finally take them out.
Right. Yeah. It's all, to me, I don't like. Yeah, you can damage your eyes by doing that. I would do it, and I have done it. But at the same time, I love contacts. However, if I wear a mask and I can see through it, I already know the eyes look cool. So yeah, I like to look through something that obscures the human form entirely. Ideally, I'll be looking through the throat of something because it'll be big, right? like if I make a costume, I'm looking through the throat of it. The head is above my head, probably sitting right here. I made a werewolf before. I made a Godzilla costume before. Made a few other things before, but. Anyway, well, Gyoza has 4 wings.
Yeah, I have a reptar and I look out the mouth. So
Yeah. Yeah, when I made my Godzilla, I looked out the mouth. It was perfect that way. But in classic ape costumes, in real good ape costumes, it's the actor's eyes with contacts in them that make it look so realistic.
I know with the whiteout ones, part of the problem is the light reflects off of it and it just kind of starlights on you, and that's why you can't see anything. It's because it's the light bouncing off the contact so close to your eye can't focus.
Yeah. We have a lot of young actors. Young actors love contacts, and I do too, so I'm glad that they love it. But it seems like unnecessary risk at my age, even though they're mostly safe. You just can't beat the effect. What you can do is take contacts and put them on your mask eyes or whatever. You can put cool looking reflective eyeballs on stuff that isn't actually on your eyes. So how did we do? Is that a live stream yet, you guys?
Yeah, we're actually there. We're at the end.
Oh yeah, we did the whole time, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which is good. We like that.
That was fun. Let's do it again.
So
Of course.
what
So you guys are new at this, right?
pluggable?
Kind of. We've been doing it since January, so
Yeah, that's
we're
new,
still
for
learning,
sure.
but I feel like we're getting it.
Yeah, that was fun, man. We got to do more of it. This is the way of the future, so let's kick some ass.
Yeah. Before we wrap up here, do you have any pluggables of upcoming shows that you guys are going to be at or anything?
Yes, we do. Shit, I don't know how to look up stuff right now, but there's a thing called HorrorCon in Washington, and I always forget the details, but Can't Quit Comics will be there in a town in Washington. If I could, you know what? I'll look on my computer. 1 second. Let me give you the info.
I did some research on you guys, and it looks like it's at Washington State HorrorCon in Puyallup, Washington. Your dates were the 24th through the 26th. I don't know if you guys
That's
are
the
going to be
one.
there all 3 days, but that
Yeah.
is what was on your website, which I will put
Yep, there
in
you
the
go.
chat for everyone right now. The link to your guys' website so they can check out you guys and your merch and all your good stuff.
Yep, that's us. That's our next appearance. After that, there's another one, and I don't know the name, but then there's next year. We'll have hopefully we'll have another live stream before next year, and anyone who's inclined can find out the information.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll send you guys the stuff for distance nerding, and if you want to talk horror, we can also give you the info for our other buddy who's another co-host of distance nerding, and his podcast is horror based. So if you just want to spread the word and just chit chat horror with him too, or whatever, he'd probably have you
Absolutely,
on.
dude. Yeah, shoot me those links if you can. I would love to shoot horror and stuff with anyone who's willing to entertain us.
All right, yeah, cool. So I was again on your guys' website. The thing you guys have in November looks like it's a 1-day con in Tacoma, Washington, called Grit City Comic Show.
That's the one. I forget Jess is on top of this. Yes, that is correct. Grit City's a big one, I'm told. And that will be Jesse only, but Emerald City Comic Con, we will all be there. We are planning a massive assault on Emerald City. I will be there. Jesse will be there, and our mysterious guests will be there too.
Do you remember about when that will be?
That is March Emerald City Comic Con is March something to March something, but it's 4 days. It's a big one, and
Oh, wow.
I recently committed to that one. Believe it or not, I have a twin brother who does the exact same thing I do that I just met a couple years ago. That's a true story, and he's going to be there. So let me look it up. Let's see. Emerald City. $4 days, 2026. March 5th through 8th, 2026 is what it's looking like right now.
All right, cool. So, guys, if you are out in the Emerald City area in March and you want to see Can't Quit Comics, you can check them out there. But before then, they'll be at Puyallup, Washington this October and in Tacoma in November.
Correct.
And we will give them connections to see so they can appear on your guys' other favorite podcasters.
We'd love it. And in the meantime, I'll give you a shot of my work table and how awesome it is. What pure madness this is. Yeah.
I recognize that dinosaur.
And then tomorrow, or maybe even tonight, I'll go change the oil in my super slick Celica. I do it all myself here. We love cars around this place. But yeah,
I'm more of a
thank you so
classic
much
guy.
for having me on, you guys.
Of course. We loved having you on. Thanks for agreeing and coming on. All right, babe. Do we want to do our pluggables?
Yeah, go ahead and let's speed run these. Let's see.
Okay, real quick here. So, as you guys all know, if you follow us, you know the next event we will be at and the next big thing coming up in 2 weeks is Sinister Creature Con Halloween edition, going to be October 18th and 19th. There's tons of celebrity guests there, especially Sean Astin. I feel like that's going to be the long line this time. It's Sean Astin. And Goonies. And our friends, Dana Costa is going to be there doing a makeup performance on our other friend, Anne, Loose Arrow. So she'll be there in attendance. Of course, we're going to be there for the cosplay contest on Saturday. Obviously not telling you what we're going to be, but see if you can spot us and cheer for us as we enter the stage. Happening also that same weekend in Chico is Cap Expo. This is the first time they're doing this convention, and they're hoping to have a big turnout. So hopefully it is good for them. It's the same weekend at Sinister, so it's kind of like see how the crowd goes. But I do know our friend of the show, Astros here, is a cosplay guest there. So if you guys want to, if you're in the Chico area, go ahead and cheer her on. Happening also the same weekend in Clovis is Pete Salazar's Weekend Blender, not your typical Comic-Con. It's a free event for everyone in the Sierra Vista Mall, and our good friend Phil from Distance will be there to help host and do trivia. And I just found out recently our other good friend, Lady Deadpool of Fresno, is hosting the cosplay contest this time around because I have heard that our other good friend, Sydney Rue Cosplays, I believe is going to be at Sinister Creature Con with us. So that is a great thing to be looking forward to. Now, Sunday of that same weekend, Concord wanted to get in on this weekend and have their Contra Costa Halloween Con. It is going to be on the 19th from 10 to 4 at the Hilton Concord. So if you guys are in the East Bay area and want to do something, there's that event as well. And then the following weekend, Saturday, the 25th, from 11 to 5 is Lodi Comic Con for the fall. I don't know much what's going on there, but it is going on and it should be fun with the live wrestling ring like they always do in Bruce's Barn. Now, later that same day in the evening for us Sacramentoans that love to suck blood is Shannon McCobb's Vampire Ball at the Harlows. So if you guys are interested in dressing up in your vampire best, go over to vampireball.com and get your tickets. It's going to be a fun event. We already have ours. We hope to see you all there in your fancy dress and fangs. Now, the day after that, back down in Fresno, is Heroes Fest. We are going to have our good friends. I'm blanking on the name. Project Witch Upon a Star is going to definitely be there as well. And they're going to have a trunk or treat, live music, and a costume contest, of course. So if you guys are interested and you're down in the Fresno area, go check that out. It's going to be at 7450 North Fresno Street in Fresno, California. And now we're jumping into November. I believe that's the first full week in November. We will be at Fandom Con in San Jose at the San Jose Convention Center. It's going to be a 3-day event, 7, 8, and 9. It's going to be filled with a bunch of celebrity guests. I've said it before, the main thing I'm crazy about is the Power Rangers. There's going to be people there that I have not met. Some people I have only seen because I didn't have the money to actually meet them. So I'm hoping to get at least a few of them before I have to wait to see them at Power Morphicon next year. And also happening in November, Sac Geeks is having their monthly night market featuring Dungeons and Drag Queens celebrating Frisco's birthday. Frisco is the president of Sac Geeks, you guys, and it happens to be his birthday weekend. So, of course, he's pulling out all the stops and making this a fun, fantastic event that is free at Lucid Winery. So if you guys wanted to hang out and get some wine and do a little geeky shopping, head over to Lucid Winery on November 22nd. And then wrapping up the month of November, the weekend right after Thanksgiving is Fan Expo, where I'm hearing lots of good things about that. It's the possibility DeLong Fam Cosplay will be there. We're not quite sure yet. We will see. If so, we are very excited to meet Dogpool. And if that means if we're there for Dogpool, that means the Council of Waves will probably be in attendance as well. And that, ladies and gentlemen, wraps it up for the event roundup. Also, guys, bringing back up to your attention, we are still on the road to 200. We need 200 subscribers. We are still only sitting at 130. So you guys want to win free stuff? We have figures, 3D prints, all kinds of stuff. We have stuff that, we're not even going to say because we want to surprise you with it. So, guys, spread the word. We need, I'm trying to do math here, 7, I can't do math, but we need a lot more to get to 200. 130 to 200. Can you guys do it for us? We need it. We want to spread the love of cosplay and building. So, guys, come on. Tell your friends. Tell your neighbors. Tell that annoying person that just won't shut the fuck up to go subscribe. Maybe he'll shut up if he's listening to us. So go ahead and tell your friends to hit the subscribe button so we can get to 200.
70, by the way.
Thank you, honey. I couldn't do the math.
Okay. So I ended up actually part of the reason I cast these in flesh color is in case they came out really good. So I came out with a chin and a nose that I am happy with. Therefore, I may just use these because these smell better than latex, anyways.
And you're going to drill nose holes so you can breathe, right?
Yeah, probably. Anyways, go watch Graveyard. I know you have the show on probably right now, and remember, be a maker, not a hater.
Bye.
Goodbye.